Zdravím všechny diváky, divačky, vás zdravím u mého dalšího videa z této herní série ze hry Horizon Forbidden West. A no, budeme pokračovat dále. Možná už vím, co mě čeká. Třeba. A dobře.
They were supposed to stop the destruction that caused the Time of Ashes?
Looks like it. But I guess something went wrong.
So, I never asked. Are you from around here?
No, I'm not. I spent most of my life in a place far east.
Oh, we've both traveled a long way then.
No teda. Dlouhou cestu. Já jsem to trefil na poprvé, ne? Což mě sere, protože teďka jsem minul určitě spoustu věcí, které jsem mohl vyloučit.
Okay. Let's find a way to get into the proving ground.
Počkej, stanice přečtem. Ale to je nějaký lure. Nevím, jestli jsem něco neviděl, ale to je jedno. Utrni to, to křoví. Budeme provádět akvabela triky.
That complex should be test station Ivy.
Well, let's hope it holds the answer.
No, tady tohle tady úplně není jen tak, náhodou. Co je tam to? Ani beloubek. No dobrá. Kurva. No jo. O piči. Super no. Ty pičo. Proti takovýmhle enemáku jsem ještě nebojoval. No super, vole. Umí se zneviditelnit. To je fakt skurvená sračka. Co proti němu platí? Slabý proti ohni. Nemáme ohnivé šípy. To se budou hodit. Zhoř, hajzle. Pojď, hoř, hajzle. Dobrý. Jdeme si ten další. A zatím použijem. Ha! A já tě furt vidím, jak hoříš, kokot. Zhor, hajzle. Do píči. Doplň si ty hyby. A já tě furt vidím, dubečku. Ty to kde je? To co dělá za spinner triky? To píč. Prdele. No, na srdci. Počkej, ty nehoříš, že? To musíme napravit. Hoď toho hýnku, hoď. Ale táhni do prdele, vole. Kurva. Ne, vyrob tu ohnivou munici. Dobrý. Raně hajzle. Dělej. Zhebni ty čuráku. to je za staračky? To netrefilo. Jak to jebe ti? Tady tak to se teďka z tohohle jenom. Co dělá ten piču? Dobré, tak tohle jsem už netrefil opravdu, ale tohle jo. Přileď na zem. Ty kurvo. Teď přijde jeho čas. Ne. Ne, ten piču. Zhoď, hajzle. Helej, hoď. A nevím, mám... A počkej, já mám vlastně ještě ty minifípy. Au! Ty kurvo! Ajaj. Úplně ty poslední hry, co máš? Tak, zaspamuje... Třeba tě zaspamovat vohínkem. Co? To jak máš dlouhý ty paže? Zhoď, hajzle. Já tě furt vidím. Už za chvilku chcípne. Ty pičo jedna. A kdyby mě zajebal ještě předtím, než by spadl, já bych se z toho pochcel.
Well, you helped. We should be able to get into test station Ivy now.
Skurvený Dreadwing. O, Deadwing. Tak, dobrý. Chill. No, takže jsme zase bez dílu, paráda. Tak aspoň ho máme z krku a dali jsme na first try. Takže něco na tom bude.
There has to be some data here on the adamantine wreath we can use.
Skleníček. Co tu máme? Máme tu nějaký loot? Střepy. Co to bylo, tyjo? Máme tu nějaký lore zase. Nějaký dlouhý lore. Jako když jsem hrál jedničku kdysi, tak jsem to četl celý, všecko. Pak mě to přestalo bavit, ale jako z začátku jsem to četl. Ale tady to prostě nemůžu číst, protože všichni víme, jak to čtu.
This console still operational.
Co ještě máme? Legendární loot. Co to je? Starověká soška. Jo, takže musíme sem.
Another log.
We're done in every way. The wreaths work, and Cobble came through on a way to destroy them. Downloading a coded key into the deployment shell triggers an enzyme that causes the wreaths to eat themselves from within. But it's too late. The latest projections from US Robot Command have swarm reproduction, outpacing our ability to drop the shells by 375%. Not even close. I guess we deserve this. I deserve it for what I made here. This will be my last log before evacuation.
So all their efforts were in vain. They ran out of time.
At least we have the software module they created. It should get rid of the vines produced by the metal flowers. I need a workbench to load the module into my spear.
There's one back at our camp. The map showed a path leading back there past the next room.
Až teprve teď se nám to otevřelo. No, neotevřelo, musíme to vypáčit, ale to je jedno. Tak jo, takže jdeme ven. Paráda. Tak. To ještě něco, co bychom mohli ukrást? Ne, ale tu lore. Že se na ně podíváme. To je možná to... Ne, není to stejný, je to kratší. Něco o Marie Curie, ty.
That must be the 4th testing station we saw on the map.
Looks like it's been flooded for a while. In here. We'll have to climb up.
Right behind you!
Šplháníčko, jo? Tak to je pohodička. Ty, ale jak jsme hned v úvodu měli takovýhle fight? No já jsem to jako věděl, že tam bude, jo, ale... Co mě sere, že jsem z něj nedostal.
Right! Easy!
Co kňučíš? Prostě to sjedeš. Lol. Jo, tady jsme byli. Tady jsme je všechny vyjebali.
Made it! But we'd better make haste. After we encountered barbarians, our lieutenant called for reinforcements. They could be here any time.
Barbariani.
Right.
Tak jo, jdeme na to. Vylepšení zbraní. Jo, tady je můj postrach kardžu. A jinak... Je tady ten štěpící luk, jo. Ten bychom se taky mohli vylepšit. No já si budu muset najít ty dobrý zbraně, ale ne takovýhle šitky. Postrach kardžu je asi dobrý. Ty já jsem si nevylepšil ten armor teď tohle. A já si to všechno budu šetřit, já si najdu ty nejlepší armory. Opravdu už, jako už jsem se k tomu chystal, ale bohužel jsem byl před tím příběhovým úkolem, takže jsem nemohl. Tahostříl. Řezá krev. Tak, paráda.
Now what?
Now we get to that data core.
Jo, to je... tam. Dobré, zvalím. Co je tohle? To je lampa? Aha. Jsem hňup. Kde jsem za ty healy? Jsem je neměl. To je jako když se napojím na Pong, tak se mě to healuje, no. Bo healuje, se mi doplňují ty sračky. Tak. Jo, to je ta kovová květina, že? To si ji konečně můžeme zbavit. To je nice.
Let's hope this new module works.
Kaž. Znič révu. Komu musím zničit, tak daleko? Pomocí útoku, jo. Tak pojď. Jo. Ona se pootevřela i trochu předtím. Tak ještě jednou. Super útok.
Power's blooming. Let's see if the software works.
Vines. They're falling apart.
All's clear now.
Tak si otevřem vault.
The data core looks intact.
Time to bring Demeter home.
Tak. Pojď do zavařovačky.
It's time to go home. To Gaia.
The seed of life. Yes.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring Demeter's subordinate function to original code.
What did you do? I've never seen my focus glitch like that.
I found a special type of data. It's something you can't read. But it kept a tight grip on the data core. But now you should have access to the central server. All of it. Should give you something to bring home.
You were right. Hundreds of archives. Almost all of it relating to agriculture. It would take us years to get through all of this. But we don't have that kind of time. What you said before about...
A kurwa.
Alba! Hold your fire! By the word of the ancestors, you must stop. Come. Look at who you fired on.
That barbarian killed our soldiers!
Only those who fired blindly. She is no barbarian. She gave me the data we need. Come, look at her. Can't you see? Elizabeth Sobek stands before you. An ancestor reborn.
Diviner. We should bring the ancestor back.
It is we who follow their word, Commander, not the other way around. My apologies, Dr. Sobek. Our people's faith is strong, but there are those who are not as familiar with the legacy as they should be.
You heard the diviner. The data has been found. You two, with me. The rest of you, meet us back at the beach for return to landfall.
I can't talk long. They will have many questions.
So do I. Your people know a lot about the past. And about Sobek, I guess, but they're...
Please, I must know. What you said before about working towards the same goal, how long will it take?
I don't know. A few months?
Then you are my family's best hope. Let nothing get in your way. You have opened my eyes to many things, and for that, I thank you. But now you must go.
Will I see you again?
Soon we return to Legacy's landfall. It might be dangerous for you to go there.
Well, tell me how to reach it, just in case.
We made landfall on the northeast edge of the sunken city. The currents around the archipelago are vicious, and the only approach is from the south. And it is guarded. Only attempt to go there if you must.
Diviner! What's the delay?
Please, go. If you attempt to stay here any longer, they may want to take you with us, and that won't go well for anyone.
No.
I better do as Alva says. I need to get Demeter back to Gaia anyway. But I might want to head to that tall neck I saw in the forest before I make the trek back. And now I can use the vine cutter on those other metal flowers I found earlier.
Přesně tak, to je pravda. To je pravdu, Eli. Takže kde máme toho hňupa? Tady máme toho neka. Každopádně, jo, řekla, že se nemáme ničím zdržovat. No po téhle větě bychom se měli stavit na partičku. Jak se jmenuje ta stolní hra, co tady je? Já už jsem na to zapomněl, no to je jedno. A všichni víme, kam tím mířím. Že se půjdeme někam zdržet do hospody. No, já to vezmu skrz toho hňupa. Oh. No, to nás teďka nezajímá. Já počkej, ne, my nemáme, jo máme. Proč jdu pěšky normálně? Zapomněl na to, že můžu jezdit tady na Bíkově. Jeda. A každopádně se omlouvám, že jsem na minulou sobotu. Oh. Au. Od prdele. Kurva. Jau. To nedělej zvuky, ale takový. To by pak mohli si někteří diváci myslet, že hrajeme úplně něco jiného. Tak. Ani. Jedno HP, víte co? A? Tak to narazí. Dopiť! Počkej, ale mě chcípne stroj. Dopiť! Zhebni! Hej, ale to už není vtipný. Dobrý. Nice. Počkej, musíme rychle zvednout náš jezdecký stroj. Oživit. Oni to zvládnou beze mě. Tak, a my to nějak rozjebeme. Z rudu. Oni mi vyžrali kill, čuráci. No co už. Nemáte zač. Já se vylutím, tak a můžeme jít dál. Tak, jdem. To byla taková krátká zastávka. No, abych to končil, tak se omlouvám, že jsem nevydal minulou středu video. Ale nějak se mě to vykouřilo z hlavy, nevím proč. Prostě jsem na to zapomněl. Já se ještě jednou omlouvám. A tady už jsem byl. Já tady už jsem nad tím jednou přemýšlel, tady vlastně to bylo moje jedno z prvních videí, kde jsem měl už PS5. A já jsem za boha nevěděl, jak to sem dostat. Podle mě dotud nebudu vědět, jako jak to sem dostat. Takže na to seru. Já si to budu muset najít na internetu. Takže na to seru a prostě se vrátíme zpátky k té... No, ke Gaje. Takže... Fejstere, bož? Ukaž. Super čupr, jsme tu. Wait. Kam teď máme jít? Tu šipku dáme do prdele. A šipku, vlajku. Počkej. Jo, tady je ten vchod někde, ne? A já musím ještě horolezit. Tak budeme horolezit. Ne, potůček takový. Nebo ne, potůček, čůrek. Takový. Skrápníků. Ne, skrápníků. Jako krápníky to můžou být. A nebo jsou to rampouchy. Já jsem si otevřel dveře a oni se hned zase otevřeli, no tak to je. Tak, jsme zpátky na základně. Tak se podíváme, co tady máme novýho. Samozřejmě, že si hned se mnou všichni chcou pokecat, že jo?
For once, I'd have to agree. I'd rip those things to shreds in a fight.
Guess they didn't move around as much.
Tak tohle bylo celkem vtipný, no. No, dávní se asi moc nepohybovali, no to máte pravdu. Někteří fakt ne. No já se taky už moc nepohybuju, no to už. Já si s tím můžu zahrát tu hru, bych ho porazit, jo. Snad. Každopádně jako jo, zeptáme se, co je novýho.
Looks like you got what you wanted.
Yeah. It's almost time to go after Hephaestus.
Finally, we get to rock and roll. Yeah, at least that's how the old one said it, I think.
I was hoping you could help me with something. It's about the Tenakth rebels, and it also has to do with the Osram.
Really? That doesn't sound good. Let me know what I can do to help.
Tvůj trénink, aha.
I discovered an Osram militant group. They call themselves the Sons of Prometheus. It looks like they're the ones overriding machines for the Tenakth rebels.
I thought that was something only you could do.
They're familiar with ancient tech, and they're as anti-Karja as it gets.
So, last year we stopped Durval and his cronies from blowing up Meridian in retribution for the Red Raids. And now you're telling me we have another group of Oseram trying to wipe out the Karja with an army of machines and bloodthirsty Tenakth?
Pretty much.
Oh, well, that's just great!
Is there any way you can help me find out who they are? Anything to track them down and stop them?
Yeah, I can send out some messages from Chainscrape. Get in touch with my contacts in the claim, see what I can find out.
I'd appreciate that.
Paráda. Zahrajeme si úder, no. Jo, takže úder se to jmenuje.
I see someone's been playing Strike.
I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off things.
You should try playing Katalo. It's a Tenakth game. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, sure, Tenakth. Sure you won't try and kill me if I win?
pretty sure. Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time.
A já bych si dal to pivo.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. You know, metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
It seems like you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful. When I could make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us. Only they let machines serve the stuff in bars. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. You won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
It sounds like you're getting used to that focus.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish all the other data was as easy to deal with. Now, to be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there. And then the other half reminds me, well, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Now, make myself useful.
Just give it time. What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. That reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
Hromosvod.
I should get going.
I say hi to Gaia for me.
Tak co tihle dva?
Aloy, is that what I think it is?
Just need to merge it with Gaia, and she'll have enough power to handle Hephaestus.
Good news. So, what can I do for you?
Rostya.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about him. You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the Eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems like ages ago. So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it. The Sacred Lands were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes, when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the Proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
I know. But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
It's hard to believe we're dealing with the original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding, any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Why would he build something to hurt Far Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just don't know what it is yet. What do you make of this Tilda the Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone? But whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't trust each other.
Maybe. You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them. Did Patalo find his way here?
Zoe picked out a room for him. He's kept to himself for the most part.
He's not much of a talker.
So I've noticed. Tried paying my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tenakth and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
How's training?
Discovering something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I had thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew, and versus everything I know now.
The change is hard, but it gets easier over time. I hope Zoe's not upset I'm distracting you from your training.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, before Zoe found a way to fix the land gods, I suggested that when Gaia was fully restored, she could just make new ones.
Well, once we get Hephaestus, that's definitely a possibility.
That's what I said, but I guess there was something about my tone she didn't like. She got pretty raw. Said I didn't understand the way her tribe feels about those machines. Which is true, of course, and the last thing I'd ever want to do is dismiss their traditions. But I was trying to look at things differently. More like you know? To see a machine as just a machine.
Yeah, I guess I led you into trouble there, didn't I?
Not your fault. Don't worry.
No.
Did you talk to Zoe after your fight?
I suffered through a few hours of glaring silence. Then she seemed to move on. Sort of. How do people do this? How do I know if the next thing I say won't blow up in my face? What if an apology is not enough next time?
You give her a stuffed animal?
You're the worst. You know that?
What makes you think I know anything about any of this? You're on your own.
Abandoning me again, huh? Well, if she kills me next time, it's on you.
Better get this to Gaia.
You did it, Aloy.
Let's hold off on the ale till it's over and done with.
I'll let Aaron know.
Ještě si musíme povídat se Zoe. Tak jo, co nám řekneš ty?
Aloy, you've returned. And you come bearing gifts. Does this mean we'll soon be able to uproot the Zeniths from our lands?
That's what I'm hoping.
Good.
Bohové země, to ještě nechci dělat.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
Jo, to je celkem.
Is there anything I can help with around here?
Oh, no. We're doing fine.
Are you okay?
You and Varl have been friends for a while.
I like to think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
You ever play that board game Aaron set up?
Strike? I'm the one who gave it to him.
Oh.
I was hoping it'd distract him enough to spare us that ruckus he calls death metal. No such luck.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum?
Oh.
From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds crowded, but nice. It looked like you were working on something over there.
With Gaia now growing in strength, I've been trying to find a way to heal the land gods, even if some people think I should give up on them.
Already said I was sorry.
Your friend thought it'd be a good idea to replace the land gods with new machines when Gaia recovers.
It wasn't.
The land gods have taken care of our people for generations. They are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they are just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those Stormbirds in line.
Paráda.
I should get going.
If you need me, you know where to find me.
Ano, no přesně tak. Tak, a kde je vlastně ten hňub? Já už ani nevím, jak se jmenuje. Já tady se mi otvírají dveře. Díky za věci. A žádný hry jste mi nedali. Počkej, a co ještě chce on?
Hey.
Tvůj trénink.
Looks like things between you and Zoe are better now.
I suffered through a few hours of glaring sun.
No to už jste mi říkali.
How do people? What if an apology?
You give her a...
You're the worst.
What makes you...
A bad. Well, if
Dobré.
I have to get going.
don't let me get.
To už jsem jako... to je jedno. Jo, ono se to asi opakuje. Teďka mám vykřičník kuně, ale to je jedno, to už kašlu. No ale kde ten hňub? Ten s tou jednou rukou. To je východ, že? O, to je sklad. A východ, jasně. A kde je ten týpek, ty vole? Třeba bych si s ním taky pokecal.
The door's unlocked now. There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, Control Center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsaw.
I see.
Kaž.
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Jaký další lore? Počkej, to je záznam.
I've been tackling the design in the ag lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sepal
Some of
66.
the holograms are working now.
Calotropis gigantea.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's
We
activity
used to have
in
them
the region.
in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
Tak. Kotálu.
You busy?
One must never be idle when at war. But there is always time to speak to one's commander.
Oh, that's not really how I see myself.
It is how we see you.
Tak. Ježiši.
You said the bulwark was your home along...
Yeah.
That's all.
As I take and
Počkej,
let
to
you
už
as
jsme
up from the
slyšeli, ne?
Indeed.
Then why'd you...
to je jedno, no na
Now
to
that
serem.
you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Mluví velice zajímavě.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing. What have you been up to?
Varl has asked to learn the differences between my people's clans, so I've been teaching him Tenakth history. It is heavy with blood and death, but also with honorable deeds and vanquished tyrants. Maybe you'd like to hear about it as well, when our mission is done.
I'd be honored. What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Must be strange, seeing everything through a Focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more color.
Duly noted. Anything interesting happen while I was away?
I found an acceptable place to practice with my blade.
Oh, and where's that?
Outside, above the base. There's a nest of sunwings that are always up for a fight.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would defeat the purpose of the training.
Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
Anything else you've been looking at with that Focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The Old Ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
Paráda.
I'll let you get back to your training.
And so will I.
Teď už máme všechny, takže už můžeme vrátit zavařovačku. Tak. Co nám poví Gael? Na to jsem zvědavý. Ukaž. Doufám, že mě to zase nestanlokne do nějaké příběhové mise.
It is good to see you again, Aloy.
Čauky mňauky.
I see you have recovered Demeter.
Přesně tak.
With the acquisition of Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter, my heuristic processing density has expanded greatly. I should now be able to absorb Hephaestus, and fortunately, we have made progress on a plan to capture it.
Oh.
With Varl's encouragement, Beta analyzed all available information on Hephaestus. Its expansion has been rampant. It is too large to be beamcast, and the kernel you have been using could never hold it. Therefore, it must be contained in a location with a direct physical connection to me. A place with 2 data cores.
2 cores? Where would we find a place like that? Gemini.
An abandoned cauldron in the desert west of here. Seismic activity disrupted the original construction. 2 data cores were built as a result.
I've been there. The Tenakth marked the entrance as some kind of ritual ground. We'll have to bring you there by hand.
I have devised a blueprint for a suitable, albeit unwieldy, transport rig. It will require 2 people to carry it to Gemini.
Huh.
I can help.
Once I am installed on the first core, I will call down Hephaestus on the other, trapping it. I will then initiate the merge. However, in order to construct the rig, I will need considerable help.
Can you build it? I suppose I could, but it's not gonna work. The Zeniths will find you. Minerva won't be able to conceal your location.
That is correct. Absorbing Hephaestus will create a significant power surge, easily detected by anyone capable of noticing.
But what if there were multiple power surges? To fake out the Zeniths? If Erend, Zoe, and Katalo spread out to the other cauldrons and create their own surges, would those conceal the one at Gemini?
Analyzing. Such a tactic might be effective. With Beta's help, we should be able to build a set of handheld pulse generators.
I told you it's not gonna work. I did a test. Hephaestus has written Alpha clearance out of its access module. You'll never be able to capture it. Then we need a higher level of clearance. There is no higher... Ted Pharaoh's mega clearance. The one he used to purge the Apollo database and kill the Alphas. But to get it, you would have to find Thebes. The private bunker he retreated to when the world ended, and nobody knows where that is, not even the Zeniths. Their only intel was that it was somewhere in San Francisco. That might be all I need. Alva, the Quen diviner I met, said her people had set up a base at Landfall. They were searching for data in San Francisco from there. She might be able to help. So I guess I'm headed all the way west.
Ah.
While I'm gone, will you be able to build the rig and the pulse generators? I'll try.
I'll make sure she has what she needs.
Alva said the Quen have a ferry on the coast that they use to get to the ruins of San Francisco. Let's hope that when I reach it, I get a friendly reception.
Skvělý. Faraova hrobka, no.
I have managed to unlock an additional room near the servers.
Understood.
Serverovna, jo. Najdi Alvu. Tak. Jenom se tady podíváme na rozdělení bodů a dáme si to do tady tohohle, co jsem tady viděl. Jo, sražející výstřel, to chcem. Pohodička. No. A paráda, teďka... Ne? Jak se... Jo, patrovíš. Takže teď se podíváme až sem. Tam jsme už sice byli, ale pak to bude ještě trochu dál. A na to se mega těším. Doufám, že se díky této městě dostanu až úplně na východ. Ne na východ, do prdele. Jsem kokot, na západ. No, takže páně, pro dnešek se tady s váma rozloučím, protože už určitě je plno času. Takže jestli se vám video líbilo, můžete dát like, odběr tak potěší. A jestli se vám video líbilo úplně maximálně, tak ho můžete sdílet svým kamarádům a tím mě hodně podpoříte ještě víc než odběrem. No a jestli mě chcete úplně potěšit a úplně odvařit, tak mě můžete sledovat na mém Instagramovém profilu Lenix.cz, všechno malým, bez háčků, bez čárek, bez žádné diakritiky a bez žádných mezer a dalších pičovin. A jo, vážně bych byl rád, kdybyste mi dali ten follow. To je zase někdy. Čau.